Welcome back to everybody's favorite YouTube show, Honest as Fuck. And we are all back. It is a lovely, lovely Thursday, about to be Friday, but we is all here. I got myself and my three lovely ladies over here. I got Jen from the block. I got Jess Raji, and I got Jazzy Sizzle. And of course, this is your boy, TJ. And we're going to be celebrating today by playing a little bit of Never Have I Ever. So, who wants to start off today just by letting all those people at home know them? Pretty much just go over what the rules are, and we could get started.
Okay, so the rules. Okay, ahead, Taraj.
So the rules are just quite simple. So we'll say some things that we might have done or might not have done. So if we have done it, then we have to drink. So, for example, if mine is never have I ever been skinny dipping, whoever skinny dipped has to take a drink. So we all got it?
Yep.
Let's see who gets drunk first, because it's going to be a good one.
Because it's going to be a good conversation for the next topic we're leading into. We have to introduce, we're going to be talking about WAP. We don't want you guys to think that this is just a game before you just log off. We're leading into something, we got something brewing up. Don't worry.
You tell them DMX, and they say, this ain't a game. I think this is a game.
Okay, can I throw out the first question?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right. Never have I ever went to a nudist beach.
Wow, all right. Well,
oh my gosh.
I was in St. Martin for me on the French side because the French love to be naked.
You know what's funny? I actually got an invite to one this weekend. So if any of you guys are interested in going to the nude beach,
we can go.
Where is it?
It's in Jersey.
I was just going to say, because my friend invited me to the one in Jersey last week, and I didn't go. But lo and behold, I may take you on that offer.
Yes, but I'm not going to throw out any names. So for those of you guys who are out there going to the nudist beach in Jersey, follow me on Instagram.
Oh my
I might be following you a little bit more than just Instagram.
My name is actually her Instagram name, so it's easy to remember. Follow Jeff.
It's quite interesting because you think that it'll be like a little bit of shame. There's no shame. There's no body shaming. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you what I did not appreciate. What I did not appreciate is at the nude beach, they actually have children there.
Oh,
so
no.
People are there, and their children are nude.
What? No,
I don't agree with that. That's kind of crazy.
No.
Who posted up something? Was that you? Jasmine? That made a post where they're saying like in France they're trying to like legalize like the age to be 15.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a nightmare about that.
They is bugging.
Yeah. So.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Follow Just Roger, guys, if you're going to the nude beach or you're interested in the nude beach.
Wait, so what feeling do you guys get being nude? Did you guys feel free? Were you guys self-conscious? Were you like walking around? Like, did you cover your like vagina like when you saw somebody walking towards you, or was it just?
No, it could be just topless. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, I'm down with the topless.
You don't know. If it's not people you know, hey, let you do your thing.
I was mostly in the cover up, so I was just viewing, enjoying the view.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I've won a couple of times. So one time I was just topless, and then the other time I was actually nude, but I had on like a knitted cover up. So you can kind of see I was nude under it, but I just didn't have everything hanging out. I was still a little trashy but classy,
Hey.
I feel you. All right, so my next question is, I'm gonna like hype it up just a little bit. And never have I ever had sex in the sea or a swimming pool?
Mm.
You've
Really?
never?
Okay.
Go
Really?
ahead, John.
Jen is
Oh,
really
wow.
nice.
So
That's
it's
that
just you.
reach, you know.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. I'm sorry.
Right, Thomas? Libras are undercover freaks.
Mm, for sure, for sure.
I had to drink to that. I forgot about my birthday.
That
Mm.
should be like on a bucket list, guys.
It was quite-
Never have I ever faked an orgasm.
As a male, it's kind of sad, but I've had to before.
Take a sip.
So you're supposed to drink, Thomas.
Go ahead, chug it out.
Chug it. Come on. Sip it. It's all right, Thomas. We won't judge you.
When you're a younger female, like, you know, like when you're in your early 20s, I feel like sex was less enjoyable. No?
Because the
I
guy
don't
probably
think-
didn't know what he was doing.
That's true.
But they're like 18, 19, 20 years old. Like, of course they don't know what they're doing.
But I don't think females really know what they're doing either at that age because you're still kind of learning your body, which you kind of don't really know until you get older. Like I've made this body do some things at 30 that it was not doing.
I agree. I agree.
25. Okay, that I thought would never happen.
Thomas,
Okay?
how did you pull it off? I mean, literally pull it off.
Pull it out or pull it off? What are you asking?
No.
How did you pull
How
off?
do you guys fake orgasm?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so sometimes like if a girl knows, like if you see she's trying and you're like, this dude is not looking interested, you just have to pretend, or you honestly have to think about someone you are attracted to, or you just have to think about something else and pretend it's them. Because some girls, they really had to like step their game up. And it was when I was younger, believe it or not. So in high school, it was, I think maybe I was like her third guy she's been with, but she was trash. Like everything she did was trash. Like, but she was like, you know, she was putting in effort. So I was like, all right, you know, it's whatever.
Okay.
And I was giving.
Okay, Thomas. So would you give her a WAP or would you give her a dab?
WAP or a dap, Thomas?
I'm gonna give her like a pap. That's what you call like pity.
Yes.
Oh, what?
A pap.
What is that?
You gave her a pap smear? You gave her a pap smear?
Right.
No, that's pity.
Wow.
That's pity as pussy. It's just like, okay, well,
Ass pussy.
All right. So the next question, and these questions are coming from cosmopolitan.com. Never have I given or received a lap dance.
Never have I given or received a lap dance.
That's all of us, man.
Jasmine, I don't see you drinking, and I don't think you're being honest.
I drank. I took a sip.
I don't think I ever gave a lap dance before. I'm
take
too
another one,
self-conscious.
Because I've done both.
If y'all were on the senior trip,
oh,
I'll
Thomas.
mine out like Halloween candy.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to save that one for another time. Never have I been to an adult store.
I'm gonna need a new cup.
Do you remember all the adult stores on Times Square?
The peep shows.
Yep. I've never been to a peep show, but I used to always go inside, like on date night and stuff. And just
on date night. Okay.
Back in the day with no kids, yeah, we used to go into the adult store.
That's right.
That's how you got them 2 kids.
But this was before like online stuff. Like I remember it was really hard to find adult things online about, you know, 8 years ago. Yeah, about 8 years ago.
Find them on
Now,
Amazon now.
right. You can find them in CVS pharmacy if you look at the right aisle.
Not well, honestly, you could just go to like Spencer's, honestly. Like, that's like somewhat available, but yeah, the hardcore kind of stuff. We used to have some over in whatchamacallit, not Fordham. Was it Gun Hill I'm thinking of?
White Flamethrower?
There is one
Yeah.
on Gun Hill, I think, by like
By the
Boston
train.
Road or something. Boston Road or
Yes, by
something.
Boston Road. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
All the way right before you hit New Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do know what store you're talking about.
First one I ever went to.
Look at you, Thomas. All right.
I thoroughly
All right.
enjoy talking online.
So Raj, you want to give a question? You want to do a question?
Sure. Okay. Never have I ever had sex in front of one of my friends.
No.
No.
Thomas Taraj, okay.
It was a wild night.
Oh. Well, hey. What happened to you, Thomas? What was that about?
different times. I'm just gonna say I'm a very open person, and sometimes things happen.
Oh my gosh, you guys are freaks.
This
Truman raised a bunch of freaks.
Where's that beach at again, Taraj?
New Jersey. Whenever you're ready, Thomas, I'm letting the girls out.
Ooh.
I'm letting them out. So does anybody else have a question?
Go ahead, John.
Okay. Well, damn, this is a little too freaky, but I guess.
Oh, I like that. What's that
You could
saying?
tone it down if you want.
Nah,
Don't
we
do
keep
that.
it
What's
going.
that say?
Never have I ever tasted someone else's bodily fluids.
Ew. I mean, if you
Honestly,
put it that way,
no,
but
honestly, we all have. If you've ever
Mhm.
kissed someone, you've tasted someone's bodily fluid.
Saliva.
Nice save there. See, I like that one.
If you're
Yeah.
saying never have I ever swallowed, that's in a different lane.
I got another one. Not too freaky.
Wait, Thomas, hold on, because Thomas took a drink for that one. Thomas, what you want to give us a while away? Tell your girl what's up.
You know what?
She was a squirter.
You know what?
You better do
Once
that
again,
too.
what's the next question? We gotta go
Thomas
to
is
a
on
beach.
to something, okay?
We gotta go to a beach next weekend.
Thomas is on to something. Okay.
Gosh.
I feel like for the next question, everyone is going to chug or take a sip, but maybe I'm being too judgmental. Never have I ever had a one-night stand.
Not as of recently, but in my early 20s. Oh Lord.
You making it sound like your early 20s. What was that?
I am
5
in my
years
early
ago?
30s. Excuse me, Thomas.
I think
can
it was
proudly say
19 or something.
Yeah,
I got-
1920.
I got a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
All right. So never have I ever had an affair, did anything while being recorded.
Y'all crazy.
He wasn't recorded, Jazz?
Nah.
Oh, right. So it's funny that you say that, Thomas. I was just on Instagram earlier, and I follow someone called Cass Facts. So the Cass Facts was saying that basically, like, once you break up with someone, you should delete the sex tapes. So how do you guys feel about that? When you break up with someone, does your sex tapes go with you?
No.
Do you delete them, or are you just like, you know what, you enjoy that? That's the last time you're ever gonna see this.
So as a male, this is what I'm gonna say. It takes at least two people, because it could be more, but there's at least two people in that video. So if you still just want to look at yourself, you know, you're still technically in that video. You got no right to get rid of it.
Okay.
I think
So what about you?
Go ahead, Jen.
I think if you don't delete it, you end up like Princess Tiara. Do you remember her from Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah.
Oh, you bringing it way back.
Nah, but I went on so I followed her on Instagram,
Tiara.
and
Princess
when Tiara, it
Tiara
was
Marie.
yes,
With Ray J. But
yes.
she wasn't. The sex tape wasn't with Ray J. It was with.
No, it was with somebody else, her boyfriend at the time, and they had broke up. And I went on Instagram, and in my news feed, like you're like scrolling, and literally he posted her like sucking his dick.
But see, you can
And
get
of
arrested
course,
for that.
of course, it got taken down, but still.
But see, but that's a crime. That's different. You can't really be doing that. If you keep it for your own personal viewing, perfectly fine.
What you think, Jen?
I feel like it shouldn't be publicized. Something like that. If the person keeps it, at least keep it private to yourself.
So I have a question for you ladies then, because this is normally what I have conversations with my females at the time. Would you be okay with it if they were like, you're going to record it, but on your phone, meaning that you would be the only one that have it?
Me? Like, I don't care. I'll keep it on my phone. It depends on how we end, because if we end it on a bad note, I'm deleting the shit.
It doesn't matter. All the recordings are on your.
I'm with Jennifer. Back then in my 20s, I'm like, you know what, F you, we ain't together. I'm deleting everything. Nowadays, depending on how good the video, I'm like, ooh, all right, she is ready. I need to keep that, because I was putting on a great performance right there, and OnlyFans, here I come.
Well, you know what I find more common in relationships is like provocative photos. You know, like you send your man a sexy photo in lingerie or anything like that. So if you guys end on bad terms, do you have them delete it or they can keep it?
How do you know what we still have though?
In the cloud.
Cloud, got secret folder, like you never really delete it. Once you take it, it's never really done.
So now here's the thing, right? So I was dealing with someone, and he was very much into recording everything. And it annoyed me, because if he was bored in the middle of the day because I was at work and he wasn't, he would send me a video of us. Like, I'm at work and I'm getting videos of me and my full glory. And I'm like, bro, what is going on?
See what that WAP do to people? See, make them crazy, girl. See, you got to put that on live.
Y'all don't hear about that. It was like, it's just weird to randomly in a day get a video of yourself. Like, what is going on here? Who is this girl? Like, one time I didn't know it was me. I'm like, who is this? She got a fat ass though. Oh shit, that's me.
You know, a lot of men, they share these items with their friends.
You know, a lot of females share a lot of those photos with other people too.
So I think a difference between a female and a male is, like, say, if I'm dating someone brand new, I'd be like, yo, Jen, look at his package, right? Let's just say.
Mm-hmm.
But a male will show the homies, plural.
No.
Yes.
The females that I know, yo, they will show the girls.
Usually you only show it to your ride or die, like, you know what I'm saying? With a female, you're not gonna show What happened to Raj?
Everyone, especially if he has,
No,
he's well endowed. You don't want all the females to know that.
no. I
You know
also
what
think
I'll
it
say?
depends.
I'll agree with Jen. If it's something where they're laughing at it, they're gonna show all the girls just like, yo, look at this dude. No, he ain't got nothing. But if it's something that they're like, yo, like if it's their trophy, they
Right.
only gonna show their pretty much their homegirl. I'll
I
give you
think it
that.
depends. I think it depends on the relationship, because if it's my man, I'm not showing his stuff to the crew. I'm not doing it. That's mine. That's my P. AP. Pretty ass penis. That's mine. That's my pap right there. Okay? Now, if it's, a little jump skeezy, a little slide easy, and he for the team, I'm showing the team the picture.
Exactly.
I'm showing everybody. I'm putting it in the group chat. If I don't take it serious, because you know how guys just like to send out dick pics. Look what this dude done sent me. Blah blah. Now I'm sending it to everybody because it ain't mine.
I've done it.
That was high school.
Pat Thomas will tell you, I've done it. I'm sending.
Hey, I'm staying out of this one. I haven't gotten that drunk yet.
But how can you identify the penis? Like if you like send it in a group chat, like there's no way to say, hey, it's Thomas's penis. Like dick all look the same usually. Like at least the shape or whatever.
I don't know which one.
But it's hard. It's hard for a
Thomas,
female to hide away to shy away
you
from
do it,
identity
you
from the
tell 'em.
picture.
I mean,
I do not agree.
yeah, I was gonna say somebody have been in a little shelter too long, but it depends because sometimes dudes go in the full, like they get the full mirror, they show everything. Kind of not hard. Just saying.
You know what? Let's discuss one more thing while we at it. The same way y'all say girls catfish with the angles, like when you catch different angles, you get a little different body shape. How the ass might look a little fatter. Guys, because I've seen some pictures where you see pictures and you like, oh shit, like he working with a monster, and then you see it in person and you like,
Yup.
you tricked me.
Right, Jazz?
You tricked me.
You zoomed in on that.
Because that was not what you sent me in the picture.
That was not lift the camera. This is it. They lift the camera like really upside down to make it look larger than it is. You see it in person, you're like, oh hell no. What the hell?
What have you ever got catfish, Thomas? Where you like met a person online or something, and when you saw them in person, it was just not the person or not what you expected?
I mean, I really don't do the whole online thing. It's like I normally know people like first, but it's the opposite with me. Like I know them in person. They're like, "Oh, add me on Instagram," and I'll be like, "Yo, not for nothing, but you don't really look like that. Like you're not a bad looking person, but yo, why did you take like how did you get that? Because you don't look like that." I'm just that guy. Don't mind me.
Do you guys want to? Can I ask another question?
Yep. Go right ahead.
All right, because I'm sobering up. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is kind of a weird question. Never have I ever got caught by my parents having sex.
Finally not drinking. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I hold on.
Wait, does it have to be parents or could it be grandparents?
I guess that's part of parents.
Yep. Yep.
Listen, I would have got my ass beat. I would not be here right now.
I did get my ass beat.
You got your ass beat?
My daddy don't play. And my dad, he don't play.
Close calls. That's all I got.
I was young though. I was really young.
Mom was like, I knew you were doing something. I knew you were being sneaky because it was too quiet. It's like it was too quiet in here. I knew y'all was up to something, and I was trying to take his virginity that day. So his first time, he got caught by my mom.
Damn.
Oh no.
That's messed up. How many people have you taken
Yeah.
virginities from?
Oh, hold on.
Dang. All right, she getting in on this one, huh?
Got a few. Got a few.
I'm gonna say one. I think it was just him. Out of all women,
Maybe like
that was
3 or 4.
definitely
It's
one.
3 for me. What about you, Thomas?
Dang, three. Look at you. You snatching them, huh?
Not 4.
Virginity Slayer.
Mine is 2, but once I got like 23, like if they tell me that, I'm like, nah, I'm not the one. Like I'll tell them straight. Like, nah, I don't want to. But when I was younger, though, it was just like 2. But
Yeah, I got like 4.
oh, look at you.
It's just too late in life for me to be out here taking virginity.
But
I'll
obviously,
just
it was when I was younger. Yep.
It's actually
Right,
a lot of
you
older
do.
men not having sex, like who've never had sex before.
Where at?
Where?
Yeah, please let me know on this one. The ones that got out of jail.
Oh, those.
They probably had sex in jail some way or another.
Mm-hmm. COs, other inmates.
Hey,
You gotta get in how you fit in. You gotta find love somewhere.
Over the rainbow.
hmm.
So speaking of finding love somewhere, never have I ever had sex in public. Mm.
Come on.
We some damn freaks.
All right. So now,
Word.
what is public? What do you guys when y'all say I had sex in public? Where was public?
The 26 bus.
Dang. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, I was a little bit more stuff.
Oh,
I got the beach, the park, movie theater.
Stairwell at Truman. Stairwell and Co-op.
Yup.
Thomas, what's up with you and staircases, my guy?
For real.
Look, don't judge younger me, okay? It was whatever I got.
I need to always take an elevator around Thomas.
Look,
The stairs are not safe.
look, when I'm saying we taking the long way, we taking the long way, okay? That's
I hear that. We taking the
Oh.
long way.
Mm-hmm. We only had 7 minutes in between each period, so come on, Thomas.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got a question for y'all ladies. So
See, you see how he diverted?
never have I ever never have I ever slept with more than one person in one day.
More than one person in one day.
So that
Mhm.
mean, are you trying to say like you bang Susie in the morning and Crystal in the afternoon? Like that?
Mm-hmm.
If it's within 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna say yeah, because I don't know how many hours.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna need a refill soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're being too honest.
We're being too honest. I think
Well,
that's the whole thing.
I could care less. This is all stuff that I did when I was younger, so it's not like I'm doing this shit now.
yeah, we're all in our 30s though. So if we have our teenage years, our early 20s, our late 20s, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've been with the same person for a very long time. So whatever I did was before that person. But
Good way to save face.
just to be clear.
Right. Okay. Never have I ever used handcuffs during sex.
No.
Anybody use handcuffs? Okay.
That's it.
Just you.
All the niggas I used to date used to really go to jail, so they didn't like that. They didn't like handcuffs.
I always
Who was the person, I'll never forget this, who was the person in school when their book bag fell and then their handcuffs fell out of the bag and everybody was looking at them like, why do you have handcuffs?
I remember that. I don't know who that person was.
It was a random moment in class.
If you guys know who it is, just comment below.
Especially if you get the truth in, because apparently truth was where the thoughts are born and raised. Like,
I'll never forget when one of my exes told me she had a job on Hunts Point, and I was dying laughing. She was like, "Why is that so funny for?" I was like,
"Oh,
those good times at Hunts Point."
All right.
Speaking of Hunts Point, never have I ever paid for sex. So when I say pay for sex, because you know, technically, I don't pay for sex, and never have I ever like took someone on a date because I knew if I paid for the date that they would have sex with me.
Question, Taraj.
That's technically paying for sex too. If I take her to eat because I know she likes food, she's gonna have sex with me.
I hooked somebody up with the phone card one time, and we were both drunk, and they didn't have money to pay me. So they did certain things with me. Does that count as getting paid for it?
Yes.
They got paid for sex. They got paid in phone calls. This is the you know.
So have you ever had like sex with someone and it's like a day later, like, can you pay my phone bill?
No. I've never been the one to ask for money. I've always been the one with the money.
Yes.
And also, I've learned in life, right? This is what I've learned. You don't bargain after the sex. You bargain before.
Know what you're getting into.
Oh, you want to do what? Okay, that sounds nice. My birthday's coming up. Oh, I just moved here. My house needs A, B, C, and D. Not that I don't have the money, but why should I spend it when you're trying to fuck me?
Listen here, fellas. See, this is where it comes from. You got.
How you feel about that, Thomas?
But it's true. And here's the thing, and this is like in full honesty. You're always gonna want to deal with someone who can do for you the way you do for them.
Thanks.
So if I'm and for me, a lot of the times if I ask for something, I'm not asking for it because I need it, but I'm asking just to see what you're gonna do. Because if you're one of those people who's always hitting me with the, oh, I ain't got it, or oh, I can't, but you always got your hand out for some pussy, then we're not here. We're not on the same page. Not that I'm selling the vagina, but she has some standards. She's hungry. She likes food. She likes
the
nice
power
food.
of the WAP.
The power of the WAP. And if you really got it, you can get what you want without even fucking these niggas. And that's the truth.
That's true. I used to do it.
She knows what she do.
I was terrible in my 20s.
And it's true. I've never asked for something I couldn't do for myself. The whole point was to see what are you gonna do? And I'd be asking for little dumb, stupid, petty things. Oh, you know, I think my car needs some new rubber mats. So, like, oil change, or you know what? I seen something and I wanted to get it. Like, it shows that you're interested in things that I'm interested in. Because if me and a guy is, you know, chilling and we're kind of serious, he's like, yo, you know, I seen ABC and I really liked it. I'm one of those people who I will pick it up without you having to ask me. So it's just about reciprocation.
Right.
And for you, some men don't reciprocate, right?
No.
Some women don't reciprocate though.
True.
And those are the females who don't deserve anything.
But those be the females with the men that will bend over backwards and do everything for them.
Right.
Right, but
those are going to be playing the mind games though. See, but Those are the girls that are whack in bed anyway. So you know what?
All right, Thomas. You
Them honest ones.
He said,
Yo.
I'm a drink to that.
All right. Speaking of some WAP, some wet ass pussy. How do you guys feel about the song, the video? What are your thoughts, initial thoughts? How do you feel?
So this, I'm gonna say this once, and we're all old enough to remember this. I'm really tired of people nowadays. Like, we had way worse songs growing up. Remember, we had No Scrubs versus No Pigeons. We had what, Candy Shop. We had way worse shit. We had like way worse songs. I think they literally just doing it because it's bored. They're bored right now. That's
I think it's also street strategy, though.
What strategy? That's
because
everybody.
they didn't release a song that you can play in the club. I was telling Jen this the other day. You can't play that type of song in the club. You can't dance to that club. I mean, it's not really a high beat. There, like I said,
people were playing that people were playing that Suicide song in the clubs by Logic. People don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I think they specifically
changed
made that song for people who are at home having sex.
Who the hell at the club now? The clubs ain't open.
Exactly.
5 months.
People in Atlanta.
The people in Houston, Texas. Even though that Entanglement song was kind of whack, though, but
what was your favorite lines? Tell me, Jen. What was your favorite line in the whole song that you're like, yeah?
Me? It definitely wasn't. Oh God. I don't know if I have a favorite yet. Give me like, come back to me. Like, I got.
All right.
Nothing really stood out to me. I gotta like in my head.
What about you, Taraj?
I think one of my favorite lines was when Megan said, "If he eats my ass, then he's a bottom feeder." Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Megan. And that leads me to saying something, right? You know how back then when we were younger, like, we were very coy about sucking dick. Like, oh my God, like, you suck dick now? That's how niggas are about eating butt. But now niggas is proud.
Mm-hmm.
They are out there eating the ass.
Kevin Bates wrote that out.
It's trending on Twitter.
Okay, and I applaud all of you ass eaters, okay? I mean, all you bottom feeders, whatever you want to call yourself. Kudos to you. Because
what did stick out to me?
You my nigga.
The lyrics.
What did you say, Jen?
In that same verse that Taraj was talking about, what did stand out to me, maybe a favorite, but it stood out to me, was when Meg was like, "When I ride the dick, I'm gonna spell my name." I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. Sounds like
that
sounds mad aggressive. JAS. Like,
no, you're not. No,
I know.
Meant like
what was that song by Rihanna a few years ago? What was that song that Rihanna made a few years ago? Like, it was like after the whole Chris Brown situation.
Like Rude Boy or something.
Not Rude Boy, the other one. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. What was that song?
Yeah, the BDSM vibe.
Yeah, that song. And I kind of got like the same thing. It wasn't as like visual, but I'm like, yo, this isn't anything new. I feel Cardi always gets attention for whatever she does. That she's the new hot box. It's like whatever she does, we're gonna put attention on it.
But she hasn't come out with a song in a very long time, though.
I think that's one of it, and the fact she did it with Meg, and Meg is hot right now. She just did a song with Beyonce, so, and she also did a song with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj has some vulgar lyrics as well, right? Right, Jazz? You were
from a female perspective. Who can y'all relate more to, Cardi B or Nicki?
Who do we relate more to?
Like, who do you enjoy more? Like, if you had to choose one to just like, yo, I like her James more, Cardi or Nicki?
I think it depends on what kind of mood you're in.
What mood, yeah, and the song. Because old Nicki, hell yeah. New Nicki, no.
Nicki was always more annoying than Cardi B. Like just Nicki's like voices and her face, like just.
Well, that's why I said old Nicki really didn't do that. Like new Nicki kind of like when she got her body done and all that shit.
I think Nicki has better lyrics, like more meaningful lyrics. Like she could put a song together and we'll talk about sex and life and everything, and you like jam to it. But Cardi B, I love me some Cardi, but she's more of a sexual kind of rapper.
Right. Even in that song with Maroon 5.
Cardi B is more of a personality, where Nicki's more of an actual like rap kind
right.
of like.
But like the song, you know this song, Thomas, the Maroon 5 song with Cardi.
That's also the Girls Like You, yeah.
Right. So in her verse in that, even though it sounded like really, she was still rapping, but her last line was just freaky as hell. She was like, I play with this pussy like you play with your guitar. I was like, oh boy, you just really had to.
If you guys want a visual.
If only Prince was still alive.
Prince was dirty too.
Prince got me in trouble growing up because I would be singing his songs and I'm like, yo, this dude is like, when I grew up older, I was like, oh, this dude is a little freak.
Can I just say something about Meg Thee Stallion?
Was dirty.
What's up with Meg?
I want to give kudos to her. I feel like she was able to work with multiple artists this year, and there's like no drama with the female artists. Like a lot of people either they work with Nicki or Cardi. It's never really been both like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the male rap, like Bad Bunny, like I remember Bad Bunny, like at first he did a song with Nicki, with Nicki Minaj, and it took him a really long time to do something with Cardi. I don't even think he's done anything with Cardi yet.
Ozuna did.
Ozuna did, yeah. But kudos to Meg.
Even like, but look, I mean, everyone's like bashing Cardi. I mean, I'm not biggest Cardi fan, but I don't hate her. But even like in Trina's song, what is the baddest bitch? She's like, no time for the little dicks. You see, the bigger the dick, the bigger the bank. So, come on now, like, were we not paying attention to that?
Trina, she was talking about a lot of horrible.
He said, I'm making eat it while my period on. Come on. Like,
but
really?
But the thing is, it's been done before. Like, it's literally just because we're all like stuck in quarantine. Like, oh, we need something new to make a big deal about. It's not. I've heard way worse songs, like songs that talked about way worse.
How do you feel about women not being able to rap about what they want? If a man was to rap about pussy and getting ass, it would just be another song. But there's actually been a lot of publicity between this song WAP and Cardi B and Megan that they're not being good role models for the kids.
Was it you that I talked to about this, Jen, when it was like the people that complain about it are normally you normally have females that will complain. Like when it was guys, like you know, talking about this and that. I don't want my kid listening to that on the radio, and then the men join in. Same with the females singing. I haven't heard males complain about it. It's the females. I don't want my daughter singing that, and then the males have to back their women up, and they join in.
But see, here's the thing: like, how long, for how many years has Cardi B been saying she doesn't want to be a role model? Like when she first came out and she first had like this really like raunchy attitude, like the way she dressed, the way she talked. She said it like, you know, I'm not here to be your kid's role model. The parents are supposed to be the kid's role model. Like it's your job to mold them, and it's your job for the kids to follow after you. Like I'm an entertainer. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to entertain.
I do have one comment though. Most of these artists that we're talking about, Trina, Kaya with the My Neck, My Back song, Nicki, even though Nicki's pregnant now, these women, when they made these songs, they weren't mothers, or they're still not mothers, right? But Cardi is a mother. So I think that's where that's where the whole discrepancy lies. It's not because she made a song like that. It's because she has a young daughter. And these female artists that made these songs in the past, they didn't have kids or didn't have them yet. So it's like they were just being themselves freely without worrying about, oh, what is my daughter or my son going to think? They didn't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, that's females putting stereotypes on themselves.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of rappers who have kids and daughters, and they're rapping about pussy.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
No, who was the guy we were talking about before that was like he didn't want his he would like bring his son to like prostitutes and stuff like that because he wanted to be straight. That was a big deal like what a few weeks ago. It's like there's always somebody complaining about something.
That's Lil Boozy.
It was. It sure was.
But at the same time, didn't your parents growing up, when you were listening to something raunchy, they would be like, change that? Or like say something, or like if something came in on BET or MTV on the cable and it was just like booty shaking or something like that, my mom would be like, can you please change that? That's not appropriate.
Right.
Now, YouTube with everything accessible, like the mothers are like shaking their ass right there, and the kids are. I'm guilty.
Though, right? Like, so I could say my family was one of those families that was guilty of that. If it is a song that is blatantly or overtly where you can understand that they're talking about like sex and vagina and pussy, oh, that's not appropriate. But now when I think about the songs that I used to hear every Saturday morning when I was forced to clean up, like I want to be the candy liquor. Miss, they were talking about eating vagina.
But they weren't as vulgar and like that's what I was.
No. He was very vulgar. Let me lick you up. Let me lick you down. Turn around, honey. Let me lick you all around. I want to be your candy liquor. And then at the end of the song, you hear girls moaning like, no. And that was before I was born. That song came out. So please stop with these things are just happening now. They've been.
No, they're not. They're not happening.
Darling Nikki by Prince.
They're not being creative with the words. They're just like, just licking my pussy as it.
You know what it is? And I'm going to actually tell you what's funny. When we were growing up, there was more music videos around because like MTV and BET and VH1 actually played it. It was the videos. Like, think about, okay, something simple, Baby Got Back. It was about ass, but it wasn't as open about it. Now we had Thong Song.
There was some songs that were open about it. Like, what's that song with Little John? To the window, to the wall.
Down my balls.
Watch your bitches crawl.
Oh.
But think about the video, though. The video, it was mainly them. Think of the Whisper song. That literally is these guys, two twins, just talking about how they're going to fuck their girl. And it was just two guys whispering into a girl's ear. It was dirty as fuck. It was dirty as fuck.
David Banner Play. That's actually my song. David Banner Play.
Okay.
Come girl, I'm trying to get your pussy wet. Come on.
Oh my God, I remember that song.
Exactly.
But
there
think
was
about
funny about what he said. He said, come girl, I want to get your pussy wet. And now they got the WAP. See how that works? See how that works?
The problem is because think about it. When we were growing up, we had everything monitorized. Like, you could just say, don't put VH1 on or don't put BET on. Now, once you give a kid an iPad, it's done.
That's why I don't give a kid an
Don't
iPad.
give them a cell phone, but guess who's going to give it?
I give them kids YouTube. I don't give it that bullshit. Nope.
I don't know, guys.
So, is that allowed to play in your house?
I play it in my house, but I don't have the kids in the same room.
Now, do you play wet ass pussy or do you play wet and gushy? Because there's the
wet and gushy song.
I can't wait for the Kids Pop. I cannot wait for the Kids Pop version of that song. Man, they're gonna
Kids Pop.
What would be the kids version of that song? There,
It'll be like water, apples,
and
pears, or
mushy.
something like that. Like something.
Wet and mushy. Wet and mushy.
oh.
Wet and mushy. Mm.
I ate her dinner. It was wet and mushy. I don't think it's bad.
Be about
Hello?
food. I don't know.
First of all, how you gonna cover up the lyrics? I want him to touch that little dangly thing in the back of my throat. Okay, make me gag, make me choke. I want to slurp. I want to gulp. Like, come on, like you can't kids bop that.
They'll make a way of it.
I mean, maybe the backing up the Big Mac truck in the small garage.
In this little garage, I want you to park that Big Mac truck.
I want you to.
No, sometimes
big-
I'll be hearing kids sing songs, and I'm like, I'll just look at their parents. I'm like, do you know what this song's about? Like, what's that song? I want to bang bang all in your room or something like that. And all the kids were sitting there singing it. And I'm like, yo, do y'all know what this song's about?
They
Like,
don't know.
In all seriousness, we need to save our children. There's a lot of like things going on in this world.
Yeah.
but we know about that for years, though. That's it. People are just fucking.
So speaking of the lyrics, what about Cardi's lyrics where she says, "I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring," right? So speaking of rings, we all know how she got the ring, right? So speaking of rings, there was this meme that I know we all circulated where this guy was proposing to his girlfriend, and I guess there was some criticism that men are manipulative when they do extravagant public proposals, where, especially in front of strangers, where the woman might not feel ready to say yes or doesn't want to say yes, and it kind of forces her to do so in order not to embarrass the man. So some people are like, okay, well, why don't you just accept it and turn him down later, later the next day? So, I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
I've seen people get turned down. Like they used to do that all the time, like at football games and basketball games, with people like, "Will you marry me?" And then the girl just runs off, or she just shakes her head, and then they turn the camera away.
Oh, hell
That
no.
happens all the time. I don't see people getting pressured.
No, you don't
like-
think that's, huh? Go ahead, Jess.
I feel like communication is key, right? So you're gonna know if this person's gonna say yes or no. I mean, unless you're in a relationship and you're acting, right? There's a lot of people who are in relationships and they're not necessarily in love for the person, but they're there for the benefits or whatever. Other than that, you have an idea if this person is gonna say yes or no, usually for the most part, unless there's some dishonesty on the other person's behalf.
Now, how often do you think there's some dishonesty going on in a relationship?
A lot of times.
Relationship, marriages, there's always some type of dishonesty, especially within the person itself. Like they're just not honest to themselves about their own feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel stuck because of obligation, or they can't afford to leave, so they're stuck sharing that space because of rent and it's too expensive to move out on their own, or they have kids, or then maybe they're saving up to just up and leave. But there's still some form of dishonesty, right? So how, if it starts from the time of the proposal, imagine how the marriage is going to be.
Ugh.
All right, I don't know. What do you think, Taraj? How do you feel about proposals?
I think that's a very, very tricky situation, because if I see myself marrying someone, like I see me being with you, like right now may not be the time, but I do see you in my future. I think I would agree to the engagement, because you can always discuss having a long engagement. So if you see marriage in your future and you know you want to marry that person, but you may not just want to jump into it, I think you should agree, because at the end of it, you can always have a long engagement. I think in those cases where you don't see yourself with the person at all, then you say no. And then not only do you not waste your time, but then you get out the relationship, because after someone tells you no to your engagement, especially if it's in public, your relationship is now going to be tainted. It's never going to be the same.
Right. I mean, I've heard of situations where someone got denied the first time, and I guess they spoke about it later on, and he did it again like the following year or two, and she said yes. But like you said, you could have said yes from the beginning and had a long, like a 3-year engagement. So
Right.
I really see, if you really think that's the one for you, I don't see a problem with saying yes, even though you're not ready to fully get married. You can discuss like, okay, well, I'm ready to get married 2-3 years down the line. So do you mind if we, keep this engagement to that time frame that we're not getting married like 6 months from now, a year from now? It's all about communication. And communication is key. So in that type of situation, but sometimes some men are blinded. They can't take the hint that the woman is not interested. So they just go all in, right? And then they just set themselves up for embarrassment and failure.
But my whole thing is, what is not catching the hint? Because if I'm not interested, then I'm not interested. And I'm going to say that I'm not interested. So there's going to be no hint
right away.
You know what it is? I think it's more so how open you are versus how like, oh, I'm going to give mixed signals. Because sometimes girls will be like blunt and you're like, okay, so yeah, she's not feeling me. That's fine. But that's like, I always make fun of like, you'll have that one person and you're like, hey.
Yes.
It's the mixed signals that be killing people because you be like, okay, well, she said, oh, well, you don't mean anything by that. I'm like, well, you told me no. So, well, you have to know it's not always what I say. Well, I'm going to take it for what you say. So you need to change what you say.
Right.
I fucking love this, yo. This is like the grand finale.
What? Like, for instance, how do y'all girls feel like when guys like tell y'all no? Do y'all still pursue it, or do y'all think he's playing hard to get?
When a guy tells me no for what?
What?
When a guy says no for what?
Do you just move on right away, or you like, oh, let me try and see how I can win him over?
No, like what would
no.
Yeah, that's well, no, ain't no trying. The guy's not interested. No, absolutely not. I mean, what is there to try? I mean, some women would try, and some men would keep pursuing it for whatever insecure reason or issues that they have. But I don't know. We're too old for that shit.
That's what it is. Like once you hit a certain age group, you're like, yo, we doing this, so we ain't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Any last final never have I ever question to end off with? Any comments on wet ass pussy?
I'm waiting for the male version of that song to come out. You know, guys are spiteful. They're gonna have
something.
Safari
made one.
What?
Safari made one. It's called BAG, Big Ass Dick. You know Safari.
What kind of lyrics is it gonna have?
I thought it was PhD, pretty huge dick, but okay, I guess they're doing whatever.
No,
okay.
he got a BAG. He got a bad one. He got a big ass.
He does have a big dick.
So you know the male version is gonna be mad, like erotic. It's gonna be like, my dick dark and veiny.
No, it was nothing erotic about
dark and veiny.
Talk about fucking bitches with his big ass dick, and he said it just like that.
Okay, but he just had a baby too. He just had a baby with Erica Mena.
And he's trying to make some more babies. So look,
some money with that OnlyFans, that big ass dick song. All right, whatever.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining us tonight. We had some Never Have I Ever. We spoke about WAP and lovely engagement. So tune in till next time, guys.
Thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, talk about WAPs, the BAPs, the DAPs, right? The dry ass pussies, the BAPs.
There you go.
Right? No,
and
the
if you guys
and the bads.
And if you guys know who dropped those handcuffs in Truman High School, please write them out below.
Definitely.
Yes, because I was minding my business into me. I don't know what was going on.
Right? All right, guys. Till next time.
Till next time. Cheers.